I'm Rebecca Skelton. I teach drawing. We're going to do a different kind of drawing today. It's a kind of shading. It's a different approach. Normal drawing, you draw with line and you build up tone out of your linear marks. And if you're doing it classically, you'll follow the shape of the form. That's an excellent way to draw. But there's another way to think about. Normally you draw the shapes of the darks, but we're going to draw the shape of the line. I'm going to just draw this little lemon here because it's a little quick demo. And I'm going to start by not really outlining where I think it goes. I'm just going to start by making sort of a mass, a pale, really drawing very lightly, not putting too much material down. Just going to build it up slowly. Now I'm using a white Prismacolor, but you could use white Conti or white pastel. You could use a number of things. So I'm using this color pencil. So notice I haven't really drawn anything distinctly yet. I'm still building out the overall shape of the lemon. And you might wonder why I'm making it light in the dark, but the lemon, it's a fairly light object. And even the dark parts of it in the core shadow are still not super, super dark. So I'm just kind of drawing that mass, the overall shape of the lemon. Trying to get the whole feel of the volume. And I'm using curved lines because it's a curved surface, so I'm not entirely forgetting the classical training. And now I'm going to think about, okay, this background. What's lighter and what's darker. So this background right here is a little bit lighter than the dark part of the lemon. And I can get some of that cast shadow. And now I think it's time to develop the lemon a little more. The background is darker than the lemon, but it's not black. So I'm just building up the shape of the lights, and I'm not getting there super fast. I know some people like to get their lightest light and their darkest dark established, but I know from my own experience, if I do that, I'll put it in the wrong spot. So for me, it's better to kind of close in on it. It's kind of how I drive places too. So circling in on getting those half tones and half lights and quarter tones, and just building it. And it's kind of magic because it just appears. It just appears. Now, in this dark area of the lemon, you'll see that there's a little bit of reflected light. Even though it's a not terribly reflective surface, the lemon is a light enough color that it's picking up a little bit. Okay, so now it's time to build up a little more lights. Now I'm trying to use the tooth of the paper to gather the little grains of my color pencil. And I'm kind of going in circles because that hits all sides of those little mountain peaks. But you can go this way, and this way, and this way, and this way too. Now I've also chosen to use the grainy side of the paper because I prefer having the tooth. Some people that work at a more blended style prefer the smoother side of the paper. All right. Try to get that highlight where I see it. And notice that even as dark as that shadow is, and it's pretty dark, there's some variation in it. You know, you can decide if it makes sense in terms of composition to have that much detail in the shadow. So I guess there's my lemon. So think about drawing the shape of the light as well as the shape of the dark. Even if you use dark materials and draw the shape of the dark, be aware of the shape of the light. It functions like negative space in positive form. And that's the lesson.